Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Boss Rush Podcast, a great place to play games and be better. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Gearig, and alongside me, as always, is the PC muscle race himself, LeRon Dawkins.
Hey, what's poppin'?
LeRon, the area between your shoulders and your neck is getting thinner.
Thinner?
Sure.
Yeah. Like
look at him flexing his.
I know. Damn, his traps are like boom.
It's laundry day, so like I had to break out the freaking like in case of emergency tank tops today.
Oh, okay.
What do you say? That the first?
Yeah, these are like old and all stretched out and everything. Like these are old. These are old. The old 50-cent ones. You remember those?
Oh man, the first thing I thought of when he did that was Chris Farley and Tommy Boy when he's like, "You know where the weight room is?
Yeah.
I'll check it out."
Never mind. Yeah.
Oh man, I love that movie. Also joining us is the mad pharmacist herself, Stephanie Klimov.
Hi, and again, public service announcement: do not drink Rockstar Unplugged. It tastes like toxic pee-pee. But have regular Rockstar. Regular Rockstar is still fine. Just don't experiment with the side stuff. It's disgusting. Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going. I hear it's been a week for all of us.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But it's Wednesday. It's our favorite night of the week. So, very excited to be here. I missed you guys last week. Although
we missed you too, man. We missed you too.
Technically, I was home early enough for After Dark, but I crashed at like 10:30.
Oh, you need your rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially after the last. I don't know. Oh, that'll be an After Dark conversation. But yeah, it's good to be back. We're live. We're working on some interesting schedule changes, I think, to make it easier on everyone, I hope. Probably debut in September, it feels like. So nothing's going to change with this show or After Dark, though, so don't worry, everybody. So yeah, I'm happy to be here. LeRon, I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
How are you today? Just today. Happy.
Today, I wouldn't say happy. Like, I wouldn't say happy. I wouldn't say content. But I wouldn't say I'm sad or upset or anything like that. It's just blah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like work had me busy all day. I tried something new last night with Crossroads, where now there's actually, instead of me doing stuff in post, there's actually live video footage of the stuff that we talk about in the show, like baked into the show now. So it's one less thing I have to do in post. And then I also want to present episode 90 in 4K, and guess what? Did not happen. It did not show up in 4K. So it's in 1080p, y'all.
All this tech talk, I don't understand.
It's all right. I went to render a video in 4K once, LeRon. You know how it came out?
How'd it come out?
360p.
What did you do?
It says your computer is not powerful enough to render this video in 4K.
Are you for real?
This was when I was using my laptop, though.
Which laptop? The laptop you have now?
Yeah, the one from 2014. Yep. Yep. Hey, I was like, oh, it's giving me the option. I want to see if this thing can handle it.
What graphics card does the thing have baked in?
I don't know, man.
See, there's your first problem right there.
No, the only thing I know is that it has 4 gigs of RAM.
Oh, see, there you go. Yeah, there you go.
And an i3 processor. That's all I know. Oh man. Look, it was 2014. Okay. I was. What was I doing in 2014? I don't even remember.
You thought you were doing something in 2014 with that thing.
Oh, yeah, my wife.
I love it.
Anyways, yeah, Stephanie, how are you?
I'm okay. Last week was a bit of a struggle. I'm sure I've kept you guys. I think I broke my lamp.
Oh no.
I was beating the crap out of it for weeks. I think it just finally gave up on me. My son's father got COVID. My mom got COVID. then my dad got COVID, and it's just been tough because Nikolai's, my son, has been with me throughout my workday and after my workday.
Mm-hmm.
And now I really can understand the mental limitations of my mind and what other people had to go through with being with their kids 24/7 when they're trying to do other things. And this is with he's a good kid. He really is as easygoing as they come. But even then, I went to a pretty dark place. But this week it's been slightly better. I was able to write a couple articles, which, by the way, congrats, LeRon. You wrote the most articles last month. You beat me. Yeah.
Oh, by how much? By how much?
Oh, a decent amount. I only ended up writing like 9 articles. You did like 20 or 21.
Oh, damn. Like, oh, shit. Like, compared to, like, the month before, we were, like, neck and neck.
Yeah, so I got to step up my game.
I'm not trying to compete. I'll be honest with you. I'm not trying to compete. Like, I'm just getting the stuff out there. And in all honesty, like, here's a tip for everybody that, you know, actually goes to bossrush.net and checks out the articles and stuff like that. Usually the bulk of my writing happens on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Tuesdays, definitely Mondays. Actually, Mondays, Tuesdays, and a little bit on Wednesdays, because like Monday and Tuesdays are the run up to the Crossroads show, and normally when I put the official article out for the actual podcast presentation on Thursday mornings for Crossroads, like all the articles and stuff are linked into all the articles that we talked about during the week. The new stuff is linked into that. So like, yeah, it's one of the reasons why like there's just like meat and potatoes for you guys to like deal with while you're either listening to the show or watching the show. But like I said earlier, like there's some presentation value put into the show now. So there's actually some stuff. There's actually some new and exciting stuff that you guys get to see now in the show as we're in our our countdown to episode 100.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're 9 episodes away.
It's awesome.
I have one cool bit of news, except I'm kind of like afraid to say it because I don't want to jinx it.
Uh-oh.
What's that?
Well, you know, well, this has been more for after dark, but my trials and tribulations of online dating.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
I'm officially.
Are you off the market?
I'm off the market, man.
Oh,
Whoa.
go ahead. Go ahead.
With a gamer too.
Oh.
I'll see how that goes.
All right,
Except he plays PC games, LeRon.
gross.
I don't know.
Oh, fuck yes.
No, I don't know.
Yes.
Gross.
Okay.
He's fired.
Okay. All right. So no. Don't fire him. Don't fire him.
Yeah.
He's got a friend over here.
Speaking of
But
PC,
I managed to. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I had nothing important to say. That was my little bit personal.
I was gonna ask LeRon. Speaking of PC gaming, if I sent you a Switch Lite, could you put retro games on it?
I think Switch Lite doesn't have. I think Switch Lite is one of the ones that Nintendo kind of like put the bumpers on for that one. I'd have to check.
Bumpers?
Yeah, I say bumpers just being nice. You know, like I happen to get lucky with my Switch. Like I got a my Switch is technically a second gen Switch, and it was before like Nintendo like threw all their crazy firmware stuff out. You know, I'd have to go to the site.
Like, would you be able to do that with like a day one Switch?
Yes, definitely.
Maybe I can send you mine.
I have one of those as well, but
Corey's afraid his is going to explode though.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to. I packed it away all nice. I retired my launch Switch like a couple weeks ago.
You retired it?
Yeah, well, like I had it.
So your OLED's full time now?
Yeah, what I was gonna do was like keep it in my office and just like stream and record stuff off of it because I do that so much. But then I was just like, I don't know, man. This thing sounds loud. There's a crack in it. It keeps getting bigger. I don't know. So I just put it away. It's downstairs with the rest of my boxes and Nintendo consoles and video games and stuff. So, yep. Anyways,
how are you, Corey?
I'm okay. You know, just hanging in there. Can't complain about much. You know. So,
you said you're going away next week?
I am going on vacation next week, although with the magic of pre-recorded content, you will never know.
That's the whole magic about this streaming and podcasting thing. You never know if we're really there.
Yeah, we could have recorded this like 6 months ago and we're all dead. You don't know. You don't know.
Okay, that's a little.
I know, I'm sorry. It's dark. Didn't mean to go there, but I went there. Somebody laughed.
Anyway.
Somebody laughed. That's all I care about.
Teehee.
Ha! Anyways, video games. Actually, we're going to go to our Patreon first.
Yes, good job, Corey. You remembered this time.
I did.
Yeah,
you know why?
I so botched that last week. I'm so sorry.
It's fine. It's all right. I'm sure somebody won't care for an episode or two. It's fine. By the way, I'm glad Celeste got to join you guys last week. That's exciting.
Oh, it was
great episode.
Yeah, it was the best.
Yeah. Huh. I see she only invites herself on when I'm gone. It's cool. Thanks, Celeste. Appreciate it. Speaking of Patreon, you can support the Boss Rush Podcast and the Boss Rush Network over on Patreon. Patreon.com/Boss Rush Network. Patreon is a monthly subscription service where you can donate to your favorite creators and in return get rewarded for certain perks, like our $1 tier where you get early access to 4 shows, including the audio version of this show. But if you subscribe to the $5 tier, you get early access plus a Patreon producer credit in this segment of the program. So without further ado, our Patreon producers for this episode are Rebecca Jewell, Adriel Munger, my wife, Sana Dierig, Celeste Roberts, and Francisco Santillan.
Yay!
I want to thank all of our Patreon producers. I want to thank all of our patrons. I want to thank all of our free listeners. Remember, all of our content remains free. We just, give you a little extra for giving us a little extra, You know what I mean? Huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you do listen on free feeds, if you listen on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please leave us a 5-star rating and a nice review. If you're watching on YouTube, leave us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to do that more. So every little bit helps.
Yes, it does.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a little game for us to play. But first, I haven't talked to you guys in 2 weeks. I want to know what you guys are doing with your lives. What are you playing? What are you watching? What are you doing? What are you making? What are you baking? I don't know.
Stephanie, you want to start first?
Yeah, sure. So gaming wise, I have not had a lot of time because of the whole disaster with everyone around us getting COVID. So I honestly haven't touched anything since I played Stray. I did beat it. My next game was going to be Death's Door. I just haven't had a moment to myself. Well, I'm not going to lie. I have been playing Mario Kart, but that's just because, my son needs something to do. And so, I'll play it with him. So, yay. I tried out the new tracks. So, cool, whatever.
Oh, yeah, they came out today, didn't they?
Yes. Was it today?
Yesterday, maybe?
Yesterday? But
Somewhere
yeah,
there.
very recent.
Yeah.
I have no sense of time anymore. So that's technically what I'm playing, Mario Kart, but Death's Door is, hopefully I'll get to it this weekend or something. But the rest is just more like show and tell stuff, which I'll describe for our audio listeners. Our fearless leader gifted me Disrupting the Game, the Reggie Fils-Aimé book. I also got a Ghostwire Tokyo guide from Amazon because I'm like, oh, it's on sale and it's going to probably have really good art. It's all black and white inside. And I'm very sad.
They made a guide for that?
It's unofficial.
Okay.
On the other hand, I went to TeePublic because I'm obsessed with TeePublic, and I got myself a Stray.
Nice.
Oh my.
A Stray. What do you call it? Like whatever you wear, LeRon. Sleeveless thing.
A muscle shirt.
Muscle shirt. Yes. And I got a Ghost of Tsushima one with the Ghost of Tsushima emblem. And then the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time shirt, which my son has, so we'll be twinning.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
And then lastly, sorry, I spent a little too much money. Just a retro shirt.
Treat yourself.
Retro
Nice.
shirt. Yeah, so I once again spent more money than I should have. And I'm also getting ready for Celebrate Holliston. It's just a local town fair. It happens every year, like most towns will have. And in the past, I would attend a lot of festivals in the fall. or late summer to promote my books, and we haven't had it since COVID. So I got a booth next to my publisher to sell my novels, but I'm going to split my table, half my books, half promoting Boss Rush. So I'm like trying to make myself a business card, a Boss Rush business card. I'm doing okay. Like, I'm not a cool designer like Corey is, but that's what I'm making.
Yeah, I should probably just make us business cards, like, and send you a box and send LeRon a box.
That's Corey saying that my design sucks.
It's not. It doesn't suck.
You know what? I want one of those. I want one of those electronic business cards.
Oh, well.
Oh, I have one. I got one when I went to an event earlier this year.
Oh yeah, who makes it? Who manufactures it?
HP. HP makes it, but it's like an Aruba. Their Wi-Fi subsidiary makes it, and it's just like a card, and it comes with like this little thing that you can like plug into your computer, and you put the card in, and then you load it up with all your information, any information you want, like phone numbers, emails, like anything on it, and then like you can.
Wait, do you have it on you right now?
I don't know where it's at. I think
okay.
I don't have it in here right now.
Because I'm looking at options and stuff, and I'm just trying to figure a few things out.
Yeah, it's a little bit smaller than like a debit card. But like all you do is like, now granted you have to have the app for the card, but all you do is like tap it on someone's phone and they have all your information.
Yeah, because it does RFID.
Yeah, and then you can even like, if you want to get super cool with it, you can design an image that goes with it. So like when people pull up your business card or whatever, it's like a digital translation of what you would want your real business card to look like.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool.
This is already way beyond my simple comprehension.
Oh no! You let them do all the work. You just give them what you want to have on it, and that's it.
Yep.
Okay, I'll think about it. I don't know. I just got to think of like the best way to promote Boss Rush. Like maybe I should make Boss Rush pens, or like put the logo on hand sanitizers. People will probably go nuts for that. Or I should just buy a crap ton of stickers. But I don't know if people will actually use the stickers.
People love stickers. Celeste bought a ton and took them to a game show, and she ran out.
Okay.
Like,
well, that's a game show. This is just a town thing. But like over time, I probably will want to have a massive stack of stuff like that for future use. But that's kind of it. Not nothing terribly exciting on my end.
Yeah,
what about you, LeRon? What are you playing? What are you watching?
Let's see. What am I watching? All right, so let me go down the list because continuing on watching the new season of Only Murders in the Building. It's
nice.
It's funny and it's wild this time. I'm only on the fourth episode of that. Trying to get through the Resident Evil Netflix series. But I'll talk about that later.
Oh yeah. Talk about it later because I literally am just the finale. Like that's all I need.
Okay, yeah. Like I'm only on the third episode, so yeah.
But I can't wait to hear what you think about it.
Well, yeah. Well, I'll hurry up and watch it so you and I have something to talk about. Like I'll try and I don't like binging shows, like I don't, but I'll try and watch it as quickly as possible. So like maybe next week we can talk about it.
Yeah, that'd be great.
What else? My boyfriend and I. So Thursday last week, me and my boyfriend, saw Top Gun, so I was with him. He saw the original Top Gun for the first time, and I watched it with him. And you know what? I'm just gonna say, you know what? First of all, I'm a Navy veteran, so like I can say whatever I damn well please about the original Top Gun movie. That movie was terrible.
Well, you didn't like them playing beach volleyball in blue jeans?
You know what?
Everybody loves sand in their jeans.
The movie had its points, but in all honesty, like the more I look at the original Top Gun movie, because I hadn't seen the movie since actually the last time I saw the movie, like was in boot camp. Like so that was, and I just did I just talked to like a financial advisor today, and I realized I've been in the workforce. I've been out of school for 30 years, and I could have fainted when I said those words out loud. I could have. I've been out of school for 30 years. Yeah. But anyway, so the last time I'd seen Top Gun, because I'd seen Top Gun a few times before in my lifetime, but the last time I'd seen Top Gun was when I was in boot camp for the Navy. And so, like, looking at it now, like back then, that movie was definitely a recruitment poster, a recruitment ad for the United States Armed Forces, particularly the Navy. Yeah, stuff like that. So, yeah, so the movie, that's all I'm gonna say about that. Now, Sunday we went and saw Top Gun Maverick, and I can say that movie is 20 times better than the original Top Gun movie.
Nice.
I enjoyed it. I'm really hoping like like I don't think Tom Cruise is gonna get any award or nominations off this, but I think some of the technical prowess that was used behind the movie, I think that's where it's going to shine. The story was much better, in my opinion. But I don't see getting a lot of nominations. As a matter of fact, and I wasn't even like a big fan of the Lady Gaga song. So I'm pretty sure some member of the community is clutching their pearls hearing me say that. But yeah, the movie was great. So yeah, I enjoyed that. Was there anything else? Saturday, my boyfriend and I played Cuphead, Delicious Last Course co-op.
Oh, nice. How was
And
it?
it was okay. It's fun. It's fun, but he does not like playing hard games, and he was complaining about how like the game was hard for him to play by himself. But I was like, let's play co-op then, because like I love old school games like that. Like I kind of thrive in that, but I'm not the best at them either. But like I figure like my strategic brain and his gamer brain could just do it and stuff. We had a blast. We only got to the end of the second level. Well, we continued so many times because playing Cuphead co-op versus single player. The one thing that's crazy about it is the fact that you have to have timing and strategy with your partner. You just can't move all willy nilly and stuff, because just like playing the old school like NES games, you will jump up higher than like where your partner is at, and you will kill them because they run out of screen space and they're down in the pit, basically stuff like that. It was fun. It was fun. It was crazy. Of course he got frustrated because it's a game that's balls crushingly hard, but it was fun for me. And then we kind of battled back and forth on Tetris 99.
I can relate to your boyfriend. Him and I must be the same person because I hate hard games.
I don't really flock to hard games, but there are some games that they're hard and you can't resist playing them. Like, I'm not one of those people that play Elden Ring and Demon Souls and stuff like that. But something that's comically funny, like Cuphead, yeah. Like I don't know, like it just hits me right in my immature heart, because I still watch cartoons at 47 years old and stuff like that. I'm so fucking immature and stuff like that, which is probably why I get.
Watching cartoons is not immature. It is perfectly fine for an adult male to watch.
You ask my mom, and yeah, like something's wrong with me.
Well, yeah. It's because
like a lot of people stigmatize is a bit of a too serious of a word. People who watch cartoons because they automatically associate cartoons with being a child, but there are cartoons that are suitable for adults. Hell, some of them are really only for adults. So
yeah.
Sorry, people. I was going to say fuck them, but I don't want to say that about your mother. That's not what I mean.
I get where you're coming from. No, I feel like honestly, like I'll probably mention some of this in when we get to After Dark tonight. But I do feel like the stuff that our previous generation, and I'm talking about our parents and our grandparents, the stuff they did to us, like, basically stunted a lot of our development. Like, stunted our development, like, kind of ruined our fun.
Yeah.
Fair.
So I think that's the gist of it. And for some strange reason, like I'm playing Supernatural, like whenever I'm doing like tedious tasks around the house and stuff like that, Supernatural is playing in the background. Yeah, I used to be a big fan. I watched all 15 seasons of that show.
Nice.
I actually just listened, so this is actually going to be a part of my After Dark topic. I'm glad we're talking about After Dark on this show. But I've been like thinking about a lot of things recently, and I've been listening to I don't know if you guys know, I mean, LeRon, I'm sure you do, but Michael Rosenbaum,
yeah,
his podcast,
Yeah, he's got a really good podcast.
Yeah, his podcast is awesome, and I listen. So like I used to listen all the time, and then I stopped listening because like I don't know, I got busy and I was like trying to, I don't know. But turns out I have like a year and a half's worth of episodes that I haven't listened to, and
Oh wow.
so I've been like going back and listening to like Brandon Routh was on an episode, and Stephen Amell was on a.
Oh man, Brandon Ralph can do no wrong in my opinion.
Oh my gosh, dude, he was talking about how like, because like his podcast is all about like, you know, anxiety and how people deal with like growing pains and stuff in their industry and stuff. And like Brandon Routh's episode was really good, and Stephen Amell's episode was really good, and I listened to today from the guys from Supernatural, and it was like super interesting, and like I'm like, man, these dudes seem really cool. I kind of want to watch that show just because they seem like cool guys.
It's a good show. But then again, I don't know. Like, you want to watch this show, and I can't even get you to watch 7 seasons of Agents of Shield, and you want to watch a 15-season show? Whatever.
Hey,
whatever.
Hey, I'm on vacation next week.
Hi, my name is LeRon Dawkins, and I'm sick of Corey Durig's shit.
That's fine. You're not the only person, and that's probably the nicest way I've ever heard anybody say that. So, it's fine. It's cool.
Stephanie, tell me how you've been victimized by Corey Durig.
Oh no.
I don't even know where to begin. Where's that couch to lie down?
I love you, man.
It all started. No.
I feel
targeted.
I feel attacked. Goodbye.
Wait, before you go.
What?
Tell us what you've been playing.
I've been playing I've been playing Death's Door. Like, still I've been grinding out all the extra stuff in that game, upgrading weapons in my life and the magic bar and all that stuff because you know, it's there, and turns out the last 2 bosses are pretty hard, so you know, I might as well just make it easier for myself. Nothing new to report there, though. I've been playing Destiny a lot again lately. I don't know why, because this season isn't great, but also I feel like if I don't fill out my season pass, I've wasted $10, $15, $10, however much the season pass is. And so, like, I've been trying to grind out all 100 levels in like 4 weeks.
Oh wow!
Wow.
It's not that hard though. Every day, the first 3 levels every day you get a XP boost, and after every 10 levels they give you a percentage of a boost. You know, they keep adding a percentage of a boost to you. So I'm at like a 40% XP boost.
Okay.
So I mean, it's like whatever. And I've been playing the seasonal storyline because I haven't been playing it because I wasn't interested in the season. So that's been an easy way for me to grind it out.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been playing that. And then my nephews came over this past weekend, and we played multiplayer Ninja Turtles, which was super fun. And definitely the way to play that game, because I was playing it single player, and that was not the way to play that game.
Is that the same nephews that would play 1-2 Switch?
Uh-huh.
Well, thank goodness they've chosen a better game.
They wanted to play it, but I told them we had to play a game we all got to play, and I said I'm not playing 1-2 Switch. So,
nice.
But we played Smash Brothers, and this is gonna sound mean, but it's not. I promise. I knew I was just gonna kick their ass. Okay, because they're 9 and 7, right? So I took it as an opportunity to play with characters that I've been interested in playing as, but never played as. So I played as Sora. Sora's really hard to use.
Oh, okay.
It feels like a character you have to try really hard to be good with. Ken from Street Fighter definitely plays like Street Fighter. It's kind of crazy because like you go in and like I know the buttons aren't 1-to-1 from game to, like from like, you know, Street Fighter to Smash or Minecraft to Smash, but like my nephew was playing as Minecraft Steve and was like playing the game like he would play Minecraft, and he would like almost beat me because he was just playing Minecraft instead of, you know, instead of trying to play
basically
Smash
like it translates.
Yeah.
It translates pretty well.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, it was crazy because he was like building all the stuff, digging, you know, summoning stuff. I don't even know what he was doing because I don't know Minecraft, right? But he does. Like, he knows it inside and out. And he was just playing it like he would be playing Minecraft, and he almost beat me. So he's like, yeah, the buttons are a little weird, but I figured it out. And I'm like, okay, cool, good on you, dude. And then my other nephew played as every single Pokemon because he's obsessed with Pokemon.
Of course.
Yeah. You can play as Incineroar? I'm like, I don't even know who that is, dude. He's like, I'll go play as Charizard. I'm like, I know who Charizard is, but yeah.
I will say I do like how isn't one of the playable characters the trainer, right?
Yeah.
So I think you can use 3 Pokemon, which then you just seek them on the opponent, which is like a lazy way to fight, but I love it.
Well, no, they changed it actually. They like you like it, so that was like the big complaint when the game came out, is like up B is changing the Pokemon. But in the last game for Wii U, Charizard's up B was like a really overpowered move because there was no Pokemon trainer.
Okay.
And because Pokemon trainers from the Wii version, I think. And so people were mad because Charizard didn't have his special move that was super OP. Because up B is changed Pokemon, but you actually get to use the Pokemon. Like, you actually play as the Pokemon. You don't play as the trainer, which is cool. But I also played as Byleth from Fire Emblem. And I'm not going to lie, she plays awesome. Like, it kind of reminds me of GameCube Link a little bit, because they changed Link in this version, and I don't really like how Link plays in this version. But Byleth has the sword that can turn into a chain, and it kind of acts like the hook shot, and you can like pull yourself towards other characters even if you're jumping or whatever. She's got a bow, which is super cool. She's got a big axe from the Black Eagles, which is really cool. So like Byleth is actually really, really cool. And I know people are tired of Fire Emblem characters, but whatever, they're cool. So yeah, we played that, and then we played a little bit of ARMS, which was weird.
Okay.
That game's more interesting than I think people gave it credit for, but it's still like, yeah, don't think we're getting a sequel. Sorry, Ed. And then we played something else too, but now I forget. But yeah, we played a lot of Switch this weekend, and it was kind of fun because it had been a while since I played a game just to like screw around and have fun, you know? My nephews made it fun.
That's good. That's good.
And so the one match, like I was beating them like every time. I kind of felt bad, but then again, I didn't.
No, they need to learn how to lose.
Yeah, they do.
So what I did, I was like, okay, we're gonna do a team match. It's gonna be you two versus me, and you can have one computer player. And they're like, oh yeah, cool. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, we're gonna put it up all the way. I'm like, no, don't put it up all the way. And so like the max level is 9. That's like the hardest, and they put it at 8. And I was like, okay, if you're going to put it at 8, it's got to be random. And like, okay. And so they picked their favorite characters or whatever, and then they picked Rob the Robot.
Okay.
I got to tell you, I almost got stomped by Rob the Robot, and I'm super embarrassed
really?
by it.
Wow.
I won, but barely. It was like one of those sudden death matches where like everybody has 300%.
Oh, wow. Okay. Like as soon as you get like even slapped, you go flying into the side of the screen. Right? Yeah.
Yeah. So that was fun. But
Nice.
yeah, that's what I played.
Sounds like you had fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. It kind of got me like, it got me thinking about like, oh man, I really need to play this game. I really need to play this game. I really need to like go back and finish these things. And, I think next week I'm going to take some time to do some of that. Not all of it, obviously, because I'm going to be on vacation with my family, and that would be kind of,
That
rude.
kind of be a dick move.
But yeah, that's what I did. I don't know if I played anything though, or watched anything. I didn't really watch anything new. I watched a couple episodes of The Orville. I'm like taking it in like 1 or 2 episodes at a time. I really like that show. I mean, it's not like the best show ever made, but I'm like invested in it, and it's fun, and it's lighthearted enough and just serious enough to like be where I want it to be,
Uh-huh.
So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So, all right. I have a game for us to play if everybody's ready, unless anybody wants to say anything else, do anything else.
I think we're all right.
All right. So, I have 30 franchises here. I'm going to list off.
Oh my god.
Do we need to remember these? Like
yes.
right off?
Yes.
So we need to write these down.
Yeah, I can send you the list if you want.
Oh,
that
just
works.
Easier,
That works.
please, yeah.
Oh, wait. No, I can't, because that defeats the purpose of the game. I'm sorry.
You suck.
I'm sorry.
Right, so...
All right, so everybody, I'm going to name these 30 franchises, okay? I don't...
I guess we... Okay, go ahead. I don't want to put words in your mouth. I don't want to make this game harder than it might already be.
It's not hard. It's not hard. I just want you to... I want you to... Actually, you know what? It would actually be easier if I can keep track of these. Okay.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna go in order. Stephanie, LeRon, me. What
Okay.
I want you to do is pick a number 1 through 5 for each of these franchises. I don't need you to explain yourself yet.
All right.
We can later, but 1 is like not interested at all, and 5 is like, oh my gosh, my favorite franchise ever.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna go down this list, and I'm gonna just keep track of your 1 through 5, and I don't want you to think too hard about it.
Okay.
It's not that big a deal.
And you said 5 is super interested and 1 is like almost no interest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Everybody ready?
Yes.
Ready.
This is an experiment for me. And okay, so Pikmin, Stephanie.
I would say that is like a 3 for me.
LeRon.
I'm gonna say a 2.
Okay. Horizon, as in Horizon Zero Dawn and Horizon Forbidden West.
4.
Also a 4.
Ooh, interesting. Fallout.
3.
Yeah, I was gonna say 3 also. Like Fallout's gotten very lukewarm with me.
Yeah.
Hellblade.
I would say 3.
This is a 4 for me.
Interesting.
We're talking about Senua's Sacrifice and that series,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Metroid.
4.
That's a 5.
Fire Emblem.
Mm,
We're talking about the main series, not the Warriors.
No, we're talking about, for Fire Emblem, we're talking about the main strategy role-playing game series. We're not talking about Warriors. We're not talking about Smash. We're not talking about the
the spin-offs. Yeah.
Fire Emblem Beach Volleyball, whatever that game is.
Okay.
Sorry, just 1 for me.
Oh, gross. You're fired.
Snap. Ooh, snap. This is a 4.
Okay.
Hold that thought real quick.
Okay.
That doesn't... I'm not saying it's a bad franchise. I'm just
Nope.
saying personally.
Nope.
All right, let's go.
Uncharted.
Ah,
4.
LeRon.
it's a 5. It's a 5.
Little Big Planet / Sackboy's Big Adventure.
1.
This is a 3. I'm gonna say a 2. I was about to say 3, but like it doesn't move the earth for me like it used to.
Halo.
1.
It's a 2.
Okay. Banjo-Kazooie.
5.
Oh God, my boyfriend's gonna hate me. This is a 1.
Oh no.
Banjo is his shit, and hopefully he's not listening to this or watching this, which means like I now have to like get him something Banjo Kazooie related to make up for it.
Oh no. Kirby.
Ooh, 1.
3.
3. LeRon, you said 1.
1. Yeah.
Okay, wow, this is going way different than I expected.
Really?
The Last of Us.
5.
Last of Us is a 4.
Spider-Man.
4.
4.
Gears of War.
2.
It's a 3 for me.
Forza.
1. Sorry, Soy.
This includes Motorsport and Horizon.
I'm gonna call it a 3.
Okay. Mario.
Oh God.
You know what? I respect Mario, but as far as my interest level, it's a 2.
Also a 2. Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Yeah, there's really only one perfect Mario game.
Yeah, Super Mario 2, the Game Boy Advance version.
It's close. It is close. All right. Infamous.
I'm not very familiar with it, so I have to say 1. Not a slight to it. It's just I don't know.
Even though their follow-up game was Ghost of Tsushima, you're giving it a 1?
Well, I'm only saying 1 because I'm not familiar with it. Like, it's not because I don't like it.
No, it's fine. I'm just messing with you.
I love the Infamous series. I'm gonna say a 4.
Neat. Ratchet and Clank.
I have the newer game, but I've never played it. But judging from what I've seen and heard, it's something that would be up my alley. So I'll kind of put it in the middle-ish of 3.
Solid 4 for me.
All right. Perfect Dark.
3.
It's a 2.
Doom.
Oh, I know it's popular, but I have to go with 1.
I'm also gonna say 1.
It's not my jam.
Okay. Pokemon.
1.
It was a 5 in my childhood days. Well, I'm kind of getting back into it, so I'll say 4. 4.
Okay. LeRon, you said 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see here. God of War.
3.
This is a 4 for me. Actually, wait. I'm gonna say 3. Like 2018 God of War has done a lot to redeem the series for me, but it's not enough to like redeem the series as a whole.
What? So, we'll talk about it later. I'm really.
Are we just getting knee-jerk reactions?
I'm really. It hurts my brain when I think of all the revisionist history about the old God of War games and how every single one got a 10 out of 10, and then everybody's like, those games sucked. Stupid.
I don't
Kratos
think they,
angry.
don't think they suck, but we'll talk about it.
God of War was the only reason why I kept my PlayStation 2.
Hey, everybody has a reason.
Just kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Uncharted was the reason. Uncharted was the reason why I kept my PS3. Devil May Cry is the reason why I kept my PS2.
Flight Simulator.
Ooh.
2.
Yeah, for me as well.
That's one more point than I'm giving it. Splatoon.
I just don't do multiplayer stuff. It's not my favorite, so 1.
Oh, but it's got a great campaign.
I'm sure it does, but
it's also a 1 for me.
It's really only like a 2 for me, to be honest with you. Donkey Kong.
4.
Damn. 2.
Okay. Gran Turismo.
1.
2.
Fable.
1.
3.
Ghost of Tsushima.
5.
This is a 4 for me.
Let's see. What am I missing? Hold on. We're almost done. Xenoblade Chronicles.
Oh my gosh, I hope Dan Murphy doesn't ever listen to this. 1.
This is also a 1 for me.
Zelda.
5.
No. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. This is a
Watch it, LeRon.
No halvesies.
I'm going to give this a 4.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to go through and make sure I didn't miss anything.
Ooh, I can't wait to see, like, is this going to be like a quiz where it determines what kind of gamer we are?
So here is my thought behind this game now that we have finished with all of these. So everybody claims to be a fan of one of these companies more than the others. Right? So what I did was I picked the 10 most popular franchises from each company.
Mm-hmm.
And these are all first-party titles, by the way.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
These are all the most popular franchises owned by each company. So what I did was I wanted to gauge your interest in each of these titles to see if the console you claim to be the biggest fan of is actually the console you're the biggest fan of. Now, granted, this isn't statistic. This was just like a fun experiment, right? This is not like set in stone or anything. So,
well, should we talk about because for maybe newer listeners, they don't know what consoles are our so-called favorite die on a hill console, right?
Yeah. No, I 100% agree. So, and I guess my numbers could technically be skewed because I knew the purpose of the game and you guys didn't, but I promise I played fair. So, LeRon, we know you're a big PC guy, but out of the consoles, your favorite console you would say would be?
PlayStation. And I just tallied my score and I got 35 for Sony.
Hey! You figured it out, LeRon?
So
I don't know if I figured it out, but I'm doing my tally based off of what he said. The three big companies.
Okay.
Stephanie.
So are we only listing primary? Because I would say Nintendo would technically be top, but it's a very close second with Sony.
Yeah, and only your number one? What you would say it is? Now, your favorite franchise could be on a different platform than your overall favorite console.
Wait, I am confused though, because like we've got a couple of franchises here that technically were Nintendo at one point, and now they're Microsoft.
Yep, that was the point.
Okay.
I don't know. You tell me, because I play more on. I don't know. How about this? This is another question.
Just spit it out.
I still feel like Stephanie's Nintendo heavy. I still feel like she is, even though she's played some great games that she absolutely loves on different consoles.
I guess Nintendo, but I will say like PlayStation is so close. Like, especially with the PS5 and all the games that I'm playing on it now, like it's almost pretty equal. But I guess yeah, like if maybe my articles are more Nintendo heavy for the website, then I would say maybe Nintendo.
Well,
so hard.
Stephanie, you have 28 under Nintendo.
Okay.
Everybody write this down. Sorry, I'm trying to do math right now. Stephanie, you have 28 for Nintendo.
Okay.
You have 7, 11, 16, 17, 18, 23, 24, 27. You have 31 for PlayStation.
Oh, see, but I said
wow.
it's close though, so I give a good read on myself. Okay. I wonder about Microsoft.
22 for Microsoft.
Okay.
Not bad.
So what were your 3 scores then? Sorry.
Me?
No, no, Stephanie.
Oh, 28 for Nintendo. 31 for Sony. 22 Microsoft.
Look at that.
Okay.
Stephanie cares about the story-driven, narrative-based games. Look at that.
I'm a well-rounded gamer. Hooray!
Look at you.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. What was your Microsoft score?
22.
22. That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
LeRon, what you said? You would say you're a PlayStation gamer, right?
I would say that.
All right. So Nintendo, you had 6. Let's see. 12. Whoops. 6, 8, 9, 13, 15, 16.
The highest scores for Nintendo on my list were Metroid and Fire Emblem.
So hard.
Yeah, I doubt that though.
LeRon, you have 24 for Nintendo.
Okay.
Sorry, everybody. I know that the dead air. Yeah.
You should have an Excel spreadsheet open to where, like, as soon as you plug in the numbers, like, it already gives you a total.
I wrote these games down on my notepad on my phone right when I sat down to do this, so it wasn't like any kind of. I was gonna do it earlier, but then I ran out of time because yeah. 12, 16, 22. 36 for PlayStation.
36.
Right. Okay. Wow. Okay. So far, it seems consistent. LeRon, as he's counting up Microsoft, do you feel like you would prefer Microsoft over Nintendo?
That's kind of hard because like Microsoft kind of like weaves in and out of PC, so
True.
it's kind of to say. Like I do know this. Like I do like and appreciate Nintendo. So like it's not like Nintendo is like a system that I would just shit on automatically, you know.
LeRon has 24 for Microsoft.
So Nintendo and Microsoft are tied.
All right.
All right. So it's my turn. Stephanie, can you keep track of mine?
Yep.
Okay. 3, 8, 12.
We're doing math in real time, y'all.
32 for Nintendo.
All right.
Let's see. 30 for PlayStation.
Ooh.
That's pretty close.
I know. Yeah. Sorry, everybody. I know this empty space is not great for audio listeners, but it's fine.
Unacceptable.
I know.
This should be interesting given that Corey used to host Arsenal X.
31 for Xbox.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Very close, dude.
Yeah, I know. Like you're pretty balanced.
But it makes sense because Nintendo's on top. So, Corey, you had 30 for Sony, 31 for Microsoft, 32 for Nintendo.
Yeah, so, like, I was actually thinking about this the other day because, like, I like to say that I primarily play on Xbox when I'm not playing Switch, right? You know, but I was like, I wonder how big of a fan of Xbox I really am. And, like, I don't own a PlayStation, but I'm wondering if the franchises that I prefer are actually on PlayStation, you know? Because, like, the games that I like to play are on everything, right? Like Assassin's Creed, Tomb Raider, Outriders, Destiny, those are on both consoles, right? But then, like, when I dig deep down, like, okay, I love Horizon, but I also love Gears of War, you know? And so, like, I was trying to do this in my head. I'm like, well, what franchise? I was like, well, it would just be fun to see if all of us are really the gamers that we claim to be, you know?
That's an awesome idea, Corey. That's pretty cool. And I don't know, I think they're pretty much aligned with what I think we have a lot of self-awareness, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I mean, I know there are franchises on both sides that I really like, and I know that there are a lot of PlayStation franchises that I'm like excited for when a new version comes out. But then there's franchises that I'm just like, I don't care about that at all. But the franchises I do like Horizon and Uncharted were both 5s, you know, and God of War is a 4, even though like I'm still like lukewarm on the last game. I still love that franchise, you know, and I will play the new one when it comes out. So I was just curious if we all were the gamers we claimed to be.
And you know what? It's too bad, you know, we can't just turn this into, maybe there's a way we could turn this into a quiz and post it on the website. You know, like back in the early 2000s when everything was a freaking quiz. Like one time I distinctly remember taking a quiz, which drug were you? And I ended up being crack cocaine. So anyway, because I feel like a lot of other gamers who are just so diehard on something could really use a good look in the mirror. And also like not just which one you prefer, but maybe the numbers are closer than they think. And for those that for whatever reason still believe in console wars, which I'm hoping most don't, but I know they're out there, like, hey, we might have more in common than we are different, you know?
Yeah. And I know there are franchises that I didn't name on all 3 sides, right? This was a very quick Wikipedia search that said these are the most popular franchises on these consoles. Now, granted, I'm sure Animal Crossing is probably on that list now. But this was a list from like 2018, I think. So,
you know, I'm looking at my scores again. So, as a reminder to everyone, 22 Microsoft, 28 Nintendo, 31 Sony. I find that interesting because the reason why I felt like I leaned toward Nintendo was because of my love for Zelda. Like I will always get a Nintendo console for Zelda and maybe some ancillary franchises, but there's the other franchises I actually don't really care for, even though I'm all about Nintendo. I love Nintendo. I love the motion controls and the Wii, but you know what? Mario, not a big fan. Kirby,
yeah.
I mean, Metroid, I actually do like now, but only because of my recent introduction to it. Star Fox, well, they haven't really been making Star Fox. So I'm like, looking at my Sony score, I'm like, well, technically, if I'm looking at the number of games or franchises I like more, I am actually, even though I don't play my PlayStation as much as I play Switch, I like more games that are on the Sony platform.
Yeah, and like honestly, the thing that spawned this conversation was like I was playing Destiny with my friend Mitch, who plays on Xbox. I got it. I bought the Xbox A because I was hosting Arsenal X at the time, but B because all my friends play Destiny on Xbox. It wasn't because like, yeah, Halo Infinite seemed like, well, at the time actually, it probably seemed like a dumpster fire, but you know, like the promise of a new Halo, the promise of a new Gears, those types of things were like, yeah, that's plus, you know, my friends played Destiny on Xbox. I'm like, oh yeah, cool. And like cross save and cross play wasn't really a thing yet at that time either. And we were talking, we were like, he was like, yeah, I kind of want to play the new God of War, but I don't really feel like shelling out $500 for a new console. I'm like, Yeah, that's fair. And then we started talking about the other games because like he's not like a huge gamer, right? Like he plays Destiny and he plays the Division, and those are the games that he plays, you know. And once in a while he'll play like, oh, a new Resident Evil comes out, he'll play that.
Uh-huh.
But like he's not into it like we all are, right? And so we were talking about like we were talking about Ghost of Tsushima, and we were talking about there was something else we were talking about. He was like, oh, The Last of Us, because he played a little bit of the first one and liked it, but then he traded in his PlayStation 3 for an Xbox One, and so he never really finished it. And he likes horror games, so I thought that would be like an interesting kind of whatever. He's like, dude, I probably should have got a PlayStation.
Just to be honest, I thought you said horror games.
Oh,
horror games.
Yeah, that too. Funny story for After Dark, actually. Now that you brought that up.
Well, that's actually Nintendo. If we're talking about horror games.
Yep.
Anyway, sorry.
I saw something out of the corner of my eye, and there's like a piece of lint on my hat. And I thought something was walking by me, like a ghost or something.
Oh, crap.
Also, like the way my office is set up now, when I turn this way, my shadow, with this light on, my shadow in the hallway over here, my head is so big that it looks like a person walking by every time I turn my head. And so, like, I think there's people walking in the hallway all the time, and it's just my big dumb head.
That's funny.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of what spawned this idea. And I'm like, oh, that would be like a really interesting thing to do on the podcast. And I was like, oh, well, we should make a game out of it and see, you know. And like I threw a couple games in there that would be like kind of twisty, right? Like all the Microsoft games.
Mm-hmm.
Fallout's been multi-platform forever. And so and Banjo-Kazooie used to be on Nintendo. So you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But those are Microsoft franchises now. So, yeah, that's all.
Thanks, man.
I'm glad you guys had fun.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I might have to hit you up for that list later. I definitely now really want to try and see if I can turn it into an article.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool if we could do like you said, like a quiz type article.
Yeah, I'd have to figure out how to do it, but yeah.
Can you do like a poll type article on our website? I don't even know. I haven't even looked.
Good question. Our good friend Dan from Dinosaur Machines is an expert at WordPress. So I'm going to bother him and ask.
Do it. Poke him.
Poke.
Does anybody have like a topic they want to talk about, or?
I really didn't tonight. I'm sorry.
I was so focused on the fact that you said that there was a game, and I'm like,
game.
Yeah.
If we don't have anything else, like I have a couple quick like news things, and I do apologize. It is technically Nintendo news, but that just happened. Well, it happened to be what.
Just keep going with the theme of the boss rush proper. I see how it is.
No, it's just what I saw today. Not that it'll go quick. So one of them is global sales of Nintendo Switch sit at 11.8 million units since system launch, and software sales at 863.59 million units. So they're just, sales keep.
That's a huge attach rate. That's almost 9 games per system. Now, granted,
that's wild.
I have like a million, but.
And Nintendo refreshed their top 10 games since 2017, and most of it's not a surprise. Number 1 is still Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It's 40...
Why?
I
also, these sales don't count digital sales because Nintendo doesn't count digital sales.
So can you imagine? So physical alone is 46.82 million units, followed by Animal Crossing, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Breath of the Wild, Pokemon Sword and Shield, Super Mario Odyssey, Super Mario Party, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. Number 9 I don't get. Pokemon Let's Go. I really don't get why that's there. And number 10, Ring Fit Adventure.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, like I said, this was a topic, but since that broke today, I kind of refreshed my memory where the top selling consoles were, and PlayStation 2 sits at the top, right? And it's like a really big number. Like I don't think the Switch could surpass PS2. I'm not sure if it could really.
It's going to pass PS2.
Really think so?
Yeah, like I can't remember who, because I kind of saw similar. Before you made that article, I saw like an article where like they were making the projections that Switch is on course to outsell PS2's lifetime.
Well, let's see.
The thing is like PS2, like besides the fact that it had a DVD player and it was like the first console of its kind to kind of do that, like people forget that system had a long tail in South America specifically.
Yeah.
Because I mean, they were still making FIFA and MLB The Show for PS2 when PS4 was out. Because PS2 was just cheaper and easier to get in Brazil specifically. And you know, I think after the PS3 came out, the PS2 outsold the PS3 that first year.
Oh, wow.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it had to do with like Kingdom Hearts and God of War 2. Kingdom Hearts 2 and God of War 2 came out like as kind of like the swan songs for that console. But like people like soccer and baseball are huge in South America, and like to continue putting those games out and having a cheap console, right, in a, you know, less than, you know, rich area, I would say, you know, it's PS2 is wild. That console.
Yeah, I love that. I love that big box brick thing. It was great, and it was so sturdy. I would drop it, and it would still work.
Yeah. I still have so towards the tail end, I got rid of my PlayStation 2, like all my PlayStation 2s, and got the $99 white SingStar one because like I wanted it to last longer.
That's a cool one.
Yeah. By the way, worth a lot of money if you have SingStar with it still.
Oh, yeah, you have to still have SingStar though.
People want the white console, I guess. So,
okay.
At least the last time I checked, which was like during the pandemic, but like the main portion of the pandemic. I know we're still kind of in it, but yeah. But yeah, man, the PS2, great console.
Do you think, like, I know the PS5 and this Xbox Series consoles were kind of sluggish in the beginning because of that chip shortage, but now that things are catching up, do you think A, their lifespan will be extended because of the shortage, and B, do you think we'll ever see the sales catch up?
That's a good question. I really think the pandemic hurt like the overall sales potential of these consoles. Even if by some miracle like these they're able to catch up and stuff like that. I feel like personally I think now, because like we're about to hit the second year, like these consoles turn 2 years old, and people are already wondering when the slim version is coming out of these, or the hardware refreshes and stuff like that. So I think the pandemic did not do, and not just gaming tech, like just technology any favors, you know.
Yeah.
I think I mean, from what I've heard, what's the channel I listen to? He's a tech. Gosh, what is it? Murphy's Law is Dead. That sounds right. And he has like a whole PlayStation thing going on. Like he's kind of like an insider in terms of like a lot of tech stuff. And he said that like the things that he's heard about PlayStation 5 is that it's going to get a refresh as soon as either 2023 or 2024, because a lot
2024 sounds about right.
A lot of people are embarrassed about how big that console is. Plus, like, I mean, that's not the reason, but he kind of made a joke that it's humongous, and I kind of agree because I saw one for the first time in person the other day.
It's a big system.
But he said the major thing is like they're going to take that cooling system that they use, the liquid metal cooling system, because it's too expensive. They're switching from 5 nanometer chips to 3 nanometer chips. And they kind of just want to have a console that will fit in a standard living room, because a lot of people are struggling to find places to put these things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Worst part is, I spent all that money to get the PS5, this current edition. So by the time
don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed.
Well, I'm just saying, like, by the time they come out with a slimmer version, it's not like I can really go ahead and afford and get another one. Like, I really kind of overstretched myself getting all three. So.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna be honest with you. When this new one comes out, it's gonna jump off the shelves. It's gonna be hard to find, regardless of state of like wherever tech tech supplies are. Like, it's gonna be hard to find.
Yeah. I think these, especially the Xbox, is like really easy to find now if you're like kind of on top of it. But I don't know. I saw PlayStation 5s in Best Buy when I was walking around a couple weeks ago in the store.
I have yet to see one on the shelf in my local Best Buy. But then again, there's two Best Buys out here. Like, there's one like literally like I can walk to the Best Buy or where I live at now. I can walk. But and the next one is actually a drive. But there's like 3 Best Buys locally around here. Like the other 2, like I said, are drives. Mm-hmm. And the one that's over here by my house is like the actual like it's the main one. It's the biggest one in our area. Mm-hmm. And like I never see PlayStation 5s in there. Like, honestly, I don't see PS4s on the shelf. And actually, I just heard that Sony has officially discontinued PS4.
Yeah,
just heard that. Yeah,
they extended their production by like 6 months because they were afraid that PlayStation 5s were going to be hard to get for a while. But they did. Yeah, I heard that too.
PS5 is crushing sales though, so I guess they're like, it's time.
Yeah. I mean, weren't they outpacing PlayStation 4 for a while?
They were, yeah.
So, I mean, that's insane considering how hard they are to find and how hard they are to get produced. I mean, imagine if they had stock ready, how many they would have sold.
Oh, God.
God,
it would have been fucking crazy.
I mean, their lack of product is probably why Xbox has outsold it 3 quarters in a row here. And and not to say that the Xbox Series consoles aren't bad consoles, but like, look, if you're going in willing to spend $400 or $500 and you see a Series S on the shelf because you can't get a PlayStation, like generic gamer guy who plays like Madden and Grand Theft Auto, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
why not?
I've been tempted to buy a Series S, but I just know how I am, and I'm like, you know what? I'll get a Series X, and if I get the Series X, like, I guarantee you, it's probably going to just be over at my boyfriend's place.
Yeah, I'm telling you, dude. Like, knowing you, I would not get a Series S.
Oh, it would piss me off.
Yeah,
it would piss me off. I'd wind up putting on Marketplace.
Yeah, I look at my Series S and I play it in my office sometimes while I'm editing or whatever, and it's like, man, this console's all right. It does some pretty neat things. And I go in the other room and play my Series X. I'm like, oh my gosh, this looks like 1,000 times better, So, anyways, yeah, I mean, the Switch. So for me, if it's going to outsell the PS2, it needs a revision, a bigger kind of more powerful revision.
The Switch Pro that never happened, Switch Pro kind
of. Yeah, if it gets a Switch, if there's a Switch Pro, it will outsell the PlayStation 2.
Yeah, true.
If it does not, then I don't know if it will, unless they keep it going as an iterative console. Like, that's the only way I think they could do it.
Right, because that's the other thing. I think you and Ed had this discussion. I forgot if it was on Expansion Pass or on Power Block, where how is Nintendo really going to top the Switch if they ever do a
yeah, it was an Expansion Pass, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the problem. Like, all eyes are on Nintendo to see what they're going to do as far as like the Switch successor.
What can you do? They like, in terms of what Nintendo is good at, they've made the perfect console for them.
All they really need is to improve the actual power. Like,
I think,
and have a real online infrastructure and a real store.
Yes. I honestly feel like Nintendo's pretty much holding out for Nvidia's next, Tegra chip. I think that's really what it is.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah. When's that? I know nothing about that.
It's still in development. Like, there's been nothing conclusive on it. But like the fact that we're looking at a Nintendo system that like will have the power of DLSS, which is basically okay. Is DLSS is an acronym for is an abbreviation for deep learning super sampling, and basically all it does is it takes AI technology and it does like basically fancy upscaling for your games and stuff. So it makes just imagine your 720p 20p games looking like super upscaled 1080p games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one thing. That's one thing. It also will enhance performance.
Yeah. So because it predicts, like, for lower frame rate games, it kind of predicts what the next frame's going to be, so it can double your frame rate.
Yep, that's one. But the cool thing about it is like DLSS, NVIDIA has NVIDIA has these server warehouses, and all they do is like game data and stuff. They crunch it to figure out like the best way to like put resolution back into the game, put performance back in the game, and then all you do is flip the switch for DLSS, and it reads that data directly from like what was put out on the from the warehouse, the server bank, and then boom, it's right there in your system.
Yep.
I was actually shocked when Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak came out, because like Rise didn't have this stuff, and when I turned Rise Sunbreak on for the first time, and I saw the NVIDIA logo, and then it said powered by DLSS, I was like, oh shit!
Mm-hmm.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna do it. And like the thing is too is like with them pushing this digital stuff, like their next console has to be backwards compatibility. It has to be backwards compatible with the Switch.
It needs to be backwards compatibility.
And like that's the thing is like I love my Switch, but what's next? Why did I waste my money on all this digital stuff if I can't? Because people are talking about it now with Nintendo anyway, because the Wii U and the 3DS eShops are going offline soon.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I feel like their leadership now that they have in place is, in terms of like technologically are smarter than, like, no offense to Satoru Iwata, he was a visionary. He did a lot of great things creatively, but on the back.
I was about to ask a question. Do you think Iwata screwed up somewhere?
I don't think he screwed up. I just feel like he was aiming Nintendo in a different direction, and that's why they're behind. I mean, you look at the Wii and you look at the GameCube, right, when online games were really starting to become part of the zeitgeist, right, with like Halo 2 and Rainbow Six and SOCOM on PS2 and sports games, and him and Reggie kind of made this joint statement that nobody wanted to play video games on the internet. And like
dumbest thing they could have said.
Well, I mean, Reggie came out and talked about it in an interview somewhere where he said that was like kind of like a pressure from Japan type thing for him, because I mean everybody knows that Nintendo of America is just like a puppet arm for Nintendo. So yeah, and like the GameCube famously had the jack in the bottom of it where you could play games online, and nobody took advantage of it except for Sega with Phantasy Star.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the Wii was like, oh, this is cool, and the eShop's great, but you weren't playing games online, And the Wii U had terrible online, and the Switch still has terrible online, except for like, I mean, Fortnite is serviceable and Splatoon is serviceable, but good luck playing Smash Brothers, right? Good luck playing Mario Kart.
Or Mario Party.
Oh, yeah, Mario Party. Oh, gross. I love Mario Party. I tried to get my nephews to play this weekend, and they didn't want to play it, and I was very sad.
Ooh.
I can't even convince a 7-year-old to play Mario Party with me. I'm just awful. But, yeah, I mean, that's, like, the 3 things that they need to do to improve. Because, like, I actually like the way they're doing their classic games, right? You just download the little module onto the Switch, and you can play NES games. Like, they're all just there, right?
Oh, can I just file a complaint?
Nope.
Uh-oh.
What?
Where are our new NSO stuff?
In the direct that hasn't happened yet.
I told you this was going to happen. I told you guys that.
By the way, a couple expansion passes coming up soon. Ed and I are discussing what games belong on a GameCube NSO pack a Dreamcast NSO pack and a Game Boy Advance NSO pack.
You think Dreamcast is coming to the Switch?
Do
y'all think that?
See, I don't know, but Sega putting Genesis games on NSO changed how I thought about things.
Okay.
And so my thought was, nobody cares about Saturn. Nobody cares about Master System. Nobody cares about Game Gear.
Actually, I care about Saturn. Saturn was a damn powerful system.
I know.
Like say what you will, the missteps that Sega made with that system, it was a beauty.
I'm not saying that it wasn't a good system. I'm saying nobody cared. And and emulation for Saturn is incredibly difficult, apparently.
That's true. Yeah.
And so the next logical step would be Dreamcast, because you could literally put those games on CDs and play them.
I don't know. I just I'm clearly bad at predicting things, but after their last planned out N64 game, which I think was Pokemon Snap, I know the Mario Kart tracks just got released, but I would like to hope that they would not solely rely on releasing these tracks as their only additions to NSO going forward. Like, where are other either N64 games or Game Boy games or Game Boy Advance games or any games?
I mean, to be fair, I think Game Boy and Game Boy Advance are the next ones. I think Game Boy's...
When? In like 2 years?
I think Game Boy's going...
Game Boy? I still can't understand Game Boy.
Because Game Boy's important to Nintendo's history. And that I understand, but there's some great games on the Game Boy, right?
There are. I would play all those Mega Man games from the Game Boy. I would.
Gross. You're that guy.
No, for real. Like the Mega Man Game Boy games were fucking great. I mean, yeah, they're slow as shit, like 15 frames per second, but
Yeah, but I mean, you think about all the games on the Game Boy though, right? I would kind of throw Game Boy Color in with the Game Boy at this point. You have 3 Zelda games, you have Metroid 2, you have 1 okay Mario game and 1 great Mario game. You have Balloon Kid, which is the sequel to Balloon Fight. You have a Kid Icarus game, right? There's a ton there. Tetris, the original Tetris, which, by the way, not as good as future Tetris, but that's fine.
True, yeah.
Purest form of Tetris, though, I would say. You have Pokemon games that everybody loves. You have a great Mario Golf game for Game Boy Color that everybody loves. So, I mean, they have a lot that they could do with Game Boy. But where was I going with this? I don't remember. Game Boy would be like the $20 NSO, and then Game Boy Advance would probably be the $50 one, because they got to fill that $50 somehow. So, anyways, that's all I have.
That's all I got.
Is that all you got, LeRon?
Yeah.
Great. We're going to wrap it up. I want to thank everybody for watching and or listening to this episode of the Boss Rush Podcast. You can find us every Friday on your podcast service of choice. Remember, if you're a patron at the $1 level, you get the show 1 week early on audio feeds. If you don't watch us live on Wednesday nights on twitch.tv/BossRushNetwork. Stephanie, where can we find you?
People can find me on the internet on Twitter and Instagram at Klimov_author. Articles on bossrush.net. And other than here, I am usually found on Boss Rush After Dark and the Disney animated standard definition episodes.
LeRon?
All right. You can find me on social media at XS803, but don't forget that's also my YouTube and Twitch channels. And speaking of YouTube, that's where the Crossroads Video Games Podcast lives at now. So head over to my YouTube channel, subscribe, hit the notification bell, because the show goes live usually every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There we go. And don't forget, XS803 is also my PlayStation gamer tag, as well as my Steam ID.
Nice. You can find me at IamCoreyHD on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me on Nintendo Power Block. You can find me on Expansion Pass. You can find me on other things here on the Boss Rush Network. Follow us at Boss Rush Podcast on Twitter and Instagram as well. We need more followers there on the podcast specific, whatever, social media. Couldn't think of the word. fine. It's all fine, everybody. LeRon, Stephanie, thank you for your time tonight. Appreciate it.
Always a pleasure.
We love y'all.
Thank everybody for watching and or listening. Until next time, we love you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Have a good night.